One love, Delta9 travelers. One love, one love. Welcome in. Welcome in to the International Digital Connection. Welcome in, Delta9 travelers. We are boarding. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation. Who is live with me right now? Who is live with me right now? Hit them nines in the comment section for me. Let me know that I'm coming through clearly. Let me know that you can hear me and you can hear me clearly, Delta9 travelers. We got a jam-packed presentation. Listen, the president came back and he had a conversation that a lot of persons are analyzing, and we're going to analyze right here as well. Big up yourself to all the frequent travelers that are live with us. For those who's been following this story, the president had a conversation from before that he would be answering when he came back to some very strong allegations coming from the leader of the opposition.
Imagine someone speaking about credibility and integrity. Mohamed speaking about credibility and integrity. A man who is accused of murder, smuggling, beating people, kidnapping people, robbing the state and the people of Guyana of hundreds of billions of dollars. A man who has been indicted by a grand jury.
Delta9 travelers, we got a jam-packed presentation because we're going to be hearing from other members of Team Win. Yes, we're going to be hearing from Honorable Haley, Sarabo Haley. She'll be giving us some insights from her perspective politically as to what's going on with this whole conversation. Persons have already started analyzing what the president had to say. Listen, we got a jam-packed presentation. I know the travelers can.
It is only reasonable that it be disclosed where the additional 130 acres come from. Where did that come from? Under whose hand was a lease granted? Did you acquire that as a sitting president? Did you sign a lease onto yourself? Those are life questions that requires answers. You cannot be a government which you want people to take seriously.
I'm telling you, listen, so many questions coming in from Honorable Dr. Todd and a number of other persons. I'm sure persons are going to be calling in with their own analysis. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into this presentation coming in from His Excellency himself. Big up to all the travelers right now. Rug Renard, thanks for being a part of the live. Plus, big up yourself, King. Thanks for being a moderator and for dropping them nines in the comment section. Let me know, listen, you're coming through clear, buddy. We can hear you clearly. Thanks for dropping those nines in the comment section for me. Right? We're going to hear right now from President Ali.
From CARICOM Heads of Government meeting, and I want to address a few issues. Issues that are claimed to be discovery. Let me once again be very clear. My farm is not a discovery. It is public information, including the discoverer himself. He himself knows about the existence of my farm. A farm that I have built and can account for every single investment in that farm. Imagine someone speaking about credibility and integrity. Mohamed speaking about credibility and integrity. A man who is accused of murder, smuggling, beating people, kidnapping people, robbing the state and the people of Guyana of hundreds of billions of dollars. A man who has been indicted by a grand jury in the United States of America. Imagine, this is the man of conscience, the transparency bodies, many of whom, the Kiskadis and others, who wrote headlines about his involvement, who accused me of protecting him, who accused the PP government of protecting him. These sanctions did not come from President Ali. It did not come from the PP civic government. It came from the United States of America. This is the man of conscience. Suddenly, this is a celebrated man of conscience, claiming a discovery that he knew about, that most persons in Guyana may have known about. You can check with all of the established entities, whether it's Bounty Farm or anyone, and you would see that the farm has been in existence. And let me be very clear. I have not sought any special treatment, any benefit, any investment by the state. My farm carry a huge loan, and everything has been disclosed to the Integrity Commission in and out of government. There is absolutely nothing to hide. The same man, on one hand, saying, oh, this farm is making huge amount of money, and then question where the money come from to invest. Imagine the hypocrisy. The farm making huge amount of money, so we get the money to invest in. But I can tell you, unlike Mohamed, who still have to account to Integrity Commission, unlike him, who did not have to take a single loan for the wealth he accumulated, I am not in that category or bracket. Everything on my farm can be accounted for through legitimate means. Legitimate means. Whatever conditions are there for leased lands on the highway, the same conditions. And by the way, the size of the farm is not even half of what he said it is. This man lied to the extent that he exaggerated the size of the farm. Not even half. Not even half of what he said the size of the farm is. That is the depth of the lie. The investment, this huge investment he is saying. Well, I wish if I can even get 20% of that investment for the entire farm now. 20% for everything, unless you'll get a big discount on 20%. But that is the nature of the being. That is the nature of the being. That is the nature of the criminality. And this is being held by some as a conscience of truth. And let me say, I'm not like him. When I spoke about blackmailing. I receive up to Friday text message. And I'll read a part of this text message. I have this recording on that was sent to me. I went through during the election cycle. I refrained from leasing. But if you don't end all this madness, I will. If you don't end all this madness, I will. And then a recording was sent to me purporting to be the voice of Chandas in a conversation with him, of which I know nothing about. Absolutely nothing about. I'm accused of concocting these charges. These charges and sanctions did not come from Air Finale. It came from the United States. And I have a duty and responsibility. I have a duty and responsibility. The madness is not Air Finale madness. And let me say, I am proud. And when my term is over, many Guyanese, my conscience is clear, would speak about how I've helped personally to build opportunities. I'm proud. You can call me a farmer. It's a title I hold with honor because I'm proud of everything I've done. And my conscience is clear. My conscience is clear. The exaggerated acreage, that is not even half. The criminal and criminality of a man who wants to speak of conscience. I don't or need the government to do any of the infrastructure investment in the farm. It is hard work. It is huge loans. And I won't speak about what it support, because that is something private with me. That is not public. But one day, people will speak. It is clear. Not only the blackmail is clear, the lies, the deception, the mischief, the misrepresentation. But I just wanted to make this lucidly clear today that everything I did and do is supported. I just wanted to spend some time addressing this issue. And as I said, from time to time, when I'm back, when I go to the farm, I'll go live. I'll go live because I want people to learn. I want people to see directly from me the misrepresentation and the mischief, the deception, the lies. This People's Progressive Party Civic of Government, this president, will continue to work relentlessly hard every single day for the people of this country. I'm not interested in the sideshows and the distraction and the videos that is sent to my phone and the recording that is sent to my phone, some of which I believe has security implications. Oh, shucks, my hand hit the call button. My hand. Some of which has political implication. Security implication. It is clear And I want to make it clear, the PP civic government, because this mischief that continues to be peddled, that is the PP civic government that has caused this. There are sanctions from the US based on illegality. So I just wanted to spend some time addressing with clarity this issue from accountability perspective, from a personal perspective, and from the perspective of those who continue to claim that they're independent. The same people who questions headline after headline the protection of this Ashuddin Mohamed in murder, beating people, torturing people, smuggling. Now, holding him up as a conscience and speaking about discovery is public knowledge. Everyone around me on the highway, all the major investors, they know. And every single condition that governs lease lands on the highway are the same conditions governing my lands. No preferential, no differential. Hundreds of farms, leases, larger. A man who benefited from tens of thousands of acreage of mining concessions. Mining concessions. Thousands of acreage of quarrying concessions. Oh, the PP Civic was then accused. We must have the ability to read through these lines, to read through what is at play, what is at stake as a people. So God bless all of you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, fellow Guyanese. I am back from CARICOM Heads of Government meeting, and I want to address a few issues.
Well, I had to give the video a chance to play all the way through so we could hear the full presentation without interruption. Before I ask this question, Delta9 travelers, pick up yourself to Hysen. Hysen is saying good evening to the Delta squad. Bless up. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation, Hysen. Plus, big up yourself on being a channel member and supporting independent media. If you would like to become a channel member, the barcode is at the top of your screen. Support Delta9 Media, but it ain't nothing. Less than $1 per week. And you can support an independent platform, bringing you neutral presentations like this. Thank you, Hysen. Big up yourself every single time. Do you believe President Ali's account of the farm scandal? Is it enough? Yes. Explanations clear, and we believe that's what 17% is saying. Now, we have 50% of the voters saying no, a full audit. This banner does lie. I'm telling you. Persons are making their views clear on this issue. Now, 33% is saying neither. We need to see hard receipts, right? Persons are saying they need to see Receipts. They need to believe or don't believe. They're saying right now their hands are up in the air on what's going on. But one thing I could tell you, nobody believed in exactly what's being presented right there. Persons are saying, listen, no, a full audit. This banner, there's lie. 50% is saying that. I know, but that's what the persons are voting and participating in the poll, and that's what they're saying. They're saying, no, we need a full audit. This banner does lie. Big up yourself, Delta9 travelers. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation. And let's see what the travelers are saying right now in the chat, because we're going to go back through this presentation and analyze it piece by piece. I didn't want to interrupt it. I want persons to hear the entire thing before we analyze it as a team. The Delta squad is going to analyze this and figure out is what really going on. Big up yourself, Hysen. And thanks for dropping those insights into the comment section. I just came home. Delta, big up yourself, Marcia. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. I'm telling you, we got a live that is jam-packed with headlines, Marcia. Thanks for tuning in. Shell, what's going on? Shell is saying, Guyanese, we are not interested in what Mohamed did. Tell the Guyanese people what you did with the text. With the taxpayer money. I'm telling you. Big up yourself, Shell. It seems like Parsons is presenting and pushing forward a gaslight for direct we attention somewhere else, right? And Parsons is calling it out, buddy. People calling it out. PA, what's going on? Thanks for being a part of the life. I don't believe a word Earfraud is saying in his denial of the evidence presented by Azadeen. I've seen a panoramic view of that ranch / farm. It fits the dimensions reported. Allegedly. Allegedly. Big up yourself, PA. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Marcia is saying lie, and more lie, on top of lie. I'm telling you, no stones unturned kind of lie. We're really going on right now. Persons are analyzing without any interruption. If you scoot back a little bit, if you're now jumping in, you'll get a chance to hear exactly what the president had to say when he came back from the CARICOM heads of government meeting, right? Deflect and distract. I'm telling you, barefoot. Thanks for tuning in. Barefoot Wanderer. Big up yourself. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Peter saying, why not go why now? Go live. Thanks for tuning in, Peter. There's a reason why one's voice goes higher. Body language don't lie. I'm telling you. Man analyzing it, or the person analyzing the body language that's being presented by the head of state. What y'all gather from the body language? What y'all gather from what was presented right there? Was it a lot of deflection? Did he address real points? Did he give real evidence? Do you need more clarity, more evidence before you say, hey, I believe X or Y about what's going on right here? Participate in the poll, drop it into the comment section, and guess what? Let's put up the banner so persons can call in case persons might not know the hotline number. There it is on your screen right now. You got, thanks for being a part of the live presentation. So many headlines for us to update one another with. Thanks for being a part of the live. All the frequent travelers. Ronald, what's going on? Good afternoon, Delta 9. It's Mohamed is the only one that has sanctions in this country. I'm telling you. This is a man that have 19 fraud. I tell you about people remembering them numbers straight and direct. Plus, that's a real point that you're making right there, Ronald. There's other persons that is on the list of persons sanctioned in Guyana. We ain't hearing no mention of that, which is concern for public safety on some accounts. That's a powerful point and something that we always got to make sure that we remember. There's other persons other than the opposition leader that are sanctioned. Some of them on the same ticket with the opposition leader that a lot of persons sometimes forget to mention. I don't know which month does come before June. What's the month does come before June again? Okay. Sometimes people just forget that month, you know, a lot of times. Hysen is saying he had enough time away to make up a lie. Now he is lying. Now he is laying it out to see who believes. I tell you, he sold himself out with the body language 100%. I know I want to say, big up to Mr. Conway and rising power to his energy and condolences to his family still. Because it still might be, you know, times where they might miss his energy. A very intellectual officer that would have dropped a number of books, right, on conversation, on body language, and all of them things for persons to research on, right? A number of them that we would have shared right here on Delta9 Media. Big up to all the travelers live with us right now in this international digital connection. Who's it? Let we go. I like that name. Let we go. Thanks for tuning in. Public officials are public servants and are accountable to all taxpayers. Yeah, but we ain't getting no real account coming in, no real valid information that could say, all right, we're going to cancel out this because we got this receipt or this proof that's going to prove something, right? Let we go. It's crazy when we think about it. Swan Girl, thanks for tuning in. Good night to Delta9. Well, let me analyze this thing piece by piece, buddy, because it's important. Plus, yeah, I realize that the conversation that we're hearing, it seems like if very soon and very shortly, the man look like if they're going to be coming for the Mohammeds on a number of issues, because you hear, allegedly, the president saying that, look, I got this, it's showing that this man is telling me this and telling me that. And a lot of this might be security issues, right? We all think about that. And if there is a communication going back and forth, was that the only communication behind the scenes going on? Remember, I keep mentioning that persons who make billions of dollars and did businesses that incur hundreds of acres of land and tons of gold and all of them things will always have conversation that we might never be privy to, right? You're talking about generational wealth being made and generated between these few persons. So they're gonna always got their own conversation. That's why I keep saying you could never completely trust that they are now completely two separate entities. You never know what these backhand conversations are. They're just telling you now was part of the conversation because you're hearing this little conflict, but what's the full conversation? Because we know you're claiming that persons get thousands and thousands of acres of land. How? Who was the party that is in power for the longest time, or for the time that they would have acquired most of was considered the stuff that you're addressing in this conversation? There's a lot of things that persons got to analyze. How come all of this wealth is being discussed between just a few persons, and you got so many hundreds and hundreds of people? Percentages of the populace finding themselves in abject poverty and poverty, but you're hearing about hundreds and thousands of acres being back and forth between these persons and claiming that, oh, this one take the and don't one take the, don't one take 1,000 acre, this one take 100 acre, don't one take the black belly sheep. Hey, he take the black belly sheep, plus he take this too, he take the gold, he ain't pay no tax. But all of this going on all the time, nobody going to jail, nobody getting themselves in no situation where they're losing this wealth that persons claiming that they claim that they got illegally. But guess what? Life goes on, and hundreds of us get to continue to live in poverty and stress without owning nothing. Let me hear what this address has to say before we analyze some more persons that are really analyzing what's going on. We gotta open your eye to the reality before we face, it's clear as day. They think we stupid.
Issues that are claimed to be discovery. Let me once again be very clear. My farm is not a discovery. It is public information, including the discoverer himself. He himself knows about the existence of my farm. A farm that I have built and can account for every single investment in that farm. Imagine someone speaking about credibility and integrity. Mohamed speaking about credibility and integrity. A man who is accused of murder, smuggling, beating people, kidnapping people, robbing the state and the people of Guyana of hundreds of billions of dollars. A man who has been indicted by a group.
But when all of this was going on, right, and the indictment that came down from the grand jury, they already got persons that was a part of the same political party that the president is a part of, that is on this same sanction list. What about that conversation as it relates to your caring about the country, as it relates to what's really going on with criminality in the country? What is being addressed when it comes down to that, and other sanctioned persons as well that out here doing and saying all kind of thing? What's really going on with that? No persons are addressing this. What is going on with the smuggling when certain persons was one of the biggest financiers to what's going on in the same party? Let me hear some more, buddy. It's good that we analyze this thing in a real way, We got to be real with ourselves, Life ain't got rewind, And these persons are not playing around. They're making sure they set their self. What about you? What about yours? It's clear that we gotta, let's hear some more.
Grand jury in the United States of America. Imagine, this is the man of conscience, the transparency bodies, many of whom, the Kiskadis and others, who wrote headlines about his involvement, who accused me of protecting him.
They accuse you of protecting him, or they said that he used to, or he said enough time that he used to protect you. They accuse you of protecting him. The man said he used to protect you. The same thing them where you take, the same tools them where you take back. The man said, hey, them same thing used to watch y'all back against persons like we, right? Who at that time was the enemy of both of you. That's the conversation that you don't want to have. That's the conversation you're scooting around and playing games with, right? And persons got to wake up their eyes to what's going on. Two wealthy friends who just so happen to have the same name. Like if they're playing duplicate with we all ever see that that Shah Rukh Khan movie Duplicate? When the guy, well, was it Duplicate or is it Badshah? One out of the two he made. But it was two Shah Rukh Khan. One was good, allegedly, and the other one was bad, allegedly. And no one could tell who was who and what was what, except the females that was a part of the whole scenario. The two wives. What really going on in front of our face as one of the wealthiest nations? I keep highlighting this, travelers, frequent travelers, persons calling in, speaking on this for a while, even before the election, about the controlled opposition and the number of things that will be swept under the rug. As a nation, we can't even take the time to really deal with the issues. And we're going to get into some of these bigger issues, you know, because we're talking about million, billion, then we're going to analyze $1 trillion losses that the country is going through, and we can't even address because we're dealing with a beef between friends. A beef between two billionaire friends. And we got to come here and talk about this, and then they got another conversation now playing around with justice for the unaliving of another son of the soil. So they're playing around with that now. So now that's another headline now to take off some of what's going on right here. Y'all ain't seeing people playing in we face all the time, buddy. Let me hear some more of this now. Let me hear some more before we jump into those and other headlines. Remember, the hotline is open and the numbers on your screen right now.
Who accused the PPP government of protecting him? These sanctions did not come from President Ali. It did not come from the PP civic government. It came from the United States of America. This is the man of conscience. Suddenly, this is a celebrated man of conscience claiming a discovery that he knew about, that most persons in Guyana may have known about. You can check with all of the established entities, whether it's Bounty Farm.
Hold on. Most persons would know about it. Everybody in the live right now, if you can, I didn't know about it. So I'm going to drop a 9. Drop a 9 in the comment section if you did not know nothing about what's going on with this farm, the benefits that Guyanese can get from this many investment that was made in these farmlands and the infrastructural development. Drop a 9 if you did not know. I did not know, so I'm going to drop a 9. I never know nothing about this farm. I just want to see how many persons knew and how many persons did not know. Just a rough estimate. We analyzing things because we heard just now, His Excellency said, most persons might know, and I want to believe that a lot of Guyanese that listen to this presentation. And let me hear what's going on now. Let me see. I've seen a number of 9s going up. Right? Drop a 1 if you did know about the farm from before. If you knew about this farm from before, drop a 1 into the comment section. Drop a 1 if you knew about this farm before the leader of the opposition, Mr. Mohamed, exposed what he did in that video that has caused this response from the president. Drop a 1 in the comment section for me. I see no 1s so far. I'm seeing a lot of 9s coming up and down, as you can see on the screen. There's a lot of 9s. There's a whole lot of 9s. There's a whole lot of 9s on the screen. Right? A whole lot of 9s on the screen. A whole lot of 9s. A whole lot of 9s. I ain't see nobody put up no 1s yet. So let me continue.
Farm or anyone, and you would see that the farm has been in existence. And let me be very clear. I have not sought any special treatment, any benefit, any investment by the state. My farm carry a huge loan, And everything has been disclosed to the Integrity Commission in and out of government.
Everything is disclosed down to the loan and everything else. Yeah, I'll hear the clarity. The clarity is being given. What y'all think? You believe, don't believe, or guess what? We need to see some kind of evidence to really scrutinize this. We want to just hear this conversation. Kirk, thanks for being a part of the live. This is the same land he has. This is the same land he was charged for before he became president. Okay, so the man done face the fury for the things them. That's what we're saying, Kirk. Thanks for being a part of the live. He said the man done face the fury for the things them. Okay. Okay, thanks for dropping that insight into the comment section, right? You see there's so much going on. Cheryl is saying this. Why this? Who this guy is kidding? I tell you. How many years he have this farm? Marcia is asking a powerful question right there. This is why nothing can happen to Susan nor any corrupt minister. Let we go saying, hey, you see, this is why nothing can happen to Susan or no other minister allegedly that might be a part of corruption. It's crazy. Are the employees on the farm paying taxes and insurance? A powerful point. Very powerful point. Very powerful point, Steve. Marcia is saying, I tell you.
There's absolutely nothing to hide. The same man, on one hand, saying, oh, this farm is making huge amount of money, and then question where the money come from to invest. Imagine the hypocrisy. The farm making huge amount of money, so we get the money to invest in. But I can tell you, unlike Azrin Mohamed, who still have to account to Integrity Commission, unlike him, who did not have to take a single loan for the wealth he accumulated, I am not in that category or bracket.
All the time now you're questioning the money and the foundation, the financial foundation of the Mohammeds. And all the time they was financing the party that you are a part of. All the time you used to allegedly go over to the same masjid by the same building and pray and all of these things, and now you're questioning the financial foundation. So then all of these years when they were financing, could persons then question where these funds was coming from and the fact that it was accepted by persons that are in positions of power? Just how compromised our country was because of your closeness to the same person that you're speaking about. You see, you don't just get to come and jump out and say these things and persons don't think like they, you know. It's crazy when we think about what's going on in front of our face. Right in front of our face. And the question is this. When and how is Guyana going to put an end to this? Because I know this can't go on forever. Impossible. Impossible.
Everything on my farm can be accounted for through legitimate means. Legitimate means. Whatever conditions are there for leased lands on the highway, the same conditions. And by the way, the size of the farm is not even half of what he said it is. This man lied to the extent that he exaggerated the size of the farm. Not even half. Not even half of what he said the size of the farm is. That is the depth of the lie. The investment, this huge investment he is saying. Well, I wish if I can even get 20% of that investment for the entire farm now.
Yeah, but you just said that you got big loans. Large loans. Is it the word that was used? So is it big versus huge? But you just said that, that was the case that you had to acquire assistance for capital. Unlike the Mohamed. Yeah, I hear that, right? I know you're listening to the same thing y'all listening to, man. What the traveler is saying right now? 7 curry cook on TV by Ali. Vibes Cartel eating watermelon. Billy, big up yourself. Fruit from the farm in Guyanese. I telling you. Y'all saying Vibes Cartel don't eat food off the farm before enough Guyanese. Aye. Billy, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Billy. Thanks for dropping them comments in the comment section. The boss said Vibes Cartel don't sample food from the farm. Don't went up on the farm before Guyanese. Allegedly. King Liar, that's what Hyson is saying. You hear lie? That is lie. I telling you.
$20% for everything, unless you'll get a big discount on 20%. But that is the nature of the being. That is the nature of the being. That is the nature of the criminality. And this is being held by some as a conscience of truth. And let me say, I'm not like him. When I spoke about blackmailing.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media line.
Good afternoon to Delta9 and all the listeners. Why this man tying up himself?
I telling you.
All these things and then he say Mohamed murder people. I heard this thing before. Delta, I know if you reach the part yet, play the part yet.
Yeah.
He just as guilty as Mohamed because if you know he murdered, he should have been in jail.
That's what I'm saying.
Who are just as guilty as him. Then it's the same Mohamed, all of them in the corruption. All of them are in the corruption. It's the same corrupt money they were spending.
Yeah.
Now Mohamed made it clear that they used to collect the corrupt money from him.
Exactly.
They had him corrupt because they encouraged him to steal from the Guyanese people. And the next point, Delta, this liar with that comes on talking about moving all these illegal squatters. What is he talking about? Is he gonna move Ali from the ranch? Because if it's only 20 acres he got, and well, the 20 acres that he got from Jagdio that was signed off, and now the ranch is bigger than 20 acres. Then he illegally squatting on the rest of the land.
Wow.
He got to throw him out first. He faked him first.
Before you're taking away small people little piece so they're just trying to live on, right?
Yes, mom, all they want to do
Cruel.
is have a place to lay their head
Yeah.
for the children, a place to sleep, a place to call home. It's not even in the acres. And you want to remove these people. Where are you going to put them?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to put these people? You promising foreigners land and house, and simple Guyanese people
Have nothing
can't
to get.
enjoy even a house lot. Just a side of a house lot
Yeah.
for them and the children.
You apply for one of your 20s, you get it in your 60s.
This man is ridiculous. This AG, this Attorney General, he's disgusting. I can't stand him. I don't like to see him. I'm so fed up of this AG. He needs to go to all of them. Tired of them. It's disgusting. Thank you, Delta. Have a good evening.
Thanks for calling in and for dropping those insights with us. You have a great day.
You're welcome.
I'm telling you, persons calling in from all over the globe, giving us their views about what's going on right here. Right? As we continue to analyze, so we could suss out exactly what this presentation is really telling us about the state of our nation, buddy. Oh, and don't forget, Samsung keeping us connected, no matter where in the world Delta9 Media is located. Team Delta, Team Samsung, every time. PA is saying if Efrat has no documented proof that he has legal title to the land and the proof of purchase of the material used in the construction of the building, purchases of the livestock, etc. is equal to guilty. I tell you, hey, there's a serious equation. That is a serious equation. What y'all think about this equation on the screen? I think the equation makes some sense because you gotta have some type of proof. You can't just come out and just saying things and people supposed to just take it off what you're saying. But guess what? This is a national embarrassment because if all of this is to be proven and then these things are to be figured out that, listen, a lot of this thing was gathered or gained in this manner, then it would be an embarrassment. It would be a national embarrassment. I telling you. Trinidad laughing at me. Kamala looking and laughing. Motley probably looking and laughing. I telling you. It's we talking about this before the elections, you know. Before the elections.
I receive up to Friday text message. And I'll read a part of this text message. I have this recording on that was sent to me. I went through during the election cycle. I refrained from leasing. But if you don't end all this madness, I will. If you don't end all this madness, I will. And then.
Wow. So was that a threat? Is that supposed to be considered a threat somehow? If you don't end all of this madness, I will. But what was the other conversation? Remember when we used to make all of this money, buddy? How you gonna deal with these things like that now? Just so you're gonna turn away from we? You're afraid of the US? Just so you're gonna turn your back on the man? Remember you and the man go far back, you know? Remember we make enough money for you, you know? Remember we used to watch your back when the man, you want to do your thing, you know? You ain't telling me all of that. Allegedly, might be in a part of the conversation. You ain't telling me all of that going on, but you're telling me a little piece. So that very soon and very shortly, I hope me gonna come and share the headline. You're gonna see somebody throwing somebody in the back of a van saying, hey, they get them. The bluffing the president or the thing or this or that, some other charge, right? You ain't telling me the rest of the conversation about the billions and billions that's being made while persons are still living in abject poverty. Less than 2 million people, you know. Less than 2 million people, because they say, oh, Guyana get more than 1 million people now. Less than 2.5 million. Less than certain communities in New York. And y'all can't figure it out yet. More than 20 years. They had systems in place that could be implemented now that the funds are available, so that all of this sufferation could stop for most of the country. Up to now, they can't get figured out. But we got to hear all of this foolishness, but people farm, and who is smuggling gold, and who is getting sanctioned by the US, and who in there on the sanction list, and people trying to act like they in there on the list, and this one giving away a concession to this place, and all kind of stupidness. Why? Because we are still so divided by race and a set of other things that we got to conquer, or else it's more of this kind of stupidness right here. And we wonder why there's a big brain drain and persons can't enjoy the country in the way that they should. It's because of the level of corruption that's going on, buddy. The level of corruption is stunting the growth of the country. Y'all can't see it. Some persons think that they're privy to just do as they would like. Let me hear.
And a recording was sent to me purporting to be the voice of Chandas in a conversation with him, of which I know nothing about.
Okay. So blackmailing the president now is one of the charges, allegedly, that is seemingly going to be added. So we got to look out for these updates. Hey, make sure you subscribe, because we will definitely keep you updated with all of these headlines in a neutral manner. Remember, Delta9 Media is sponsored by you, the people. Become a channel member. We sponsored by you, the people. Moderator, where you can pull up the poll so we could analyze what's going on with the voting as we analyze some more of what's being presented here. We sussing it out piece by piece by piece. We calling a spade a spade. We being real, because it's real serious what's going on in the country right now. 68% is saying no, a full audit. This banner does lie. 68% is saying no, we need a full audit. This banner does lie. Do you believe President Ali's account of the farm scandal? Is it enough? 68% say no, we need a full audit. This banner does lie. No stone unturned. Right? Kia mother still waiting. Right? We still waiting for the stones to be really turned in what's going on with Adriana. And now even more situations being presented. Remember the conversation with the cousin from hell or wherever he's from that came out and exposed all of them things? We still got that information up on the channel. Right? 70% now is saying, do you believe President Ali's account of the farm scandal? Is it enough? 70% is saying no, we need a full audit. This banner does lie. 15% is saying yeah, explanation is clear and we believe. 15% is saying that. And another 15% is saying neither. We need to see hard receipts. 14% now. Because another 1% is saying no, this we need a full audit. This banner does lie. 73% now saying they need a full audit. This banner does lie. I'm telling you, we analyzing it. Let me continue as we move forward with this live presentation. Because we got a couple more headlines that we definitely got to touch bases on. Big up to all the travelers live now with us. 73% say no. They need a full audit because this banner does lie. Do you believe President Ali's account of the farm scandal? Is it enough? Or do you need more information? 14% saying yes, the explanation is clear and we believe. The same percentage is saying neither. We need to see hard receipts. but 73% is saying no, they need a full audit. All right? That's just a poll that we had up on the channel. Almost 500 persons live in the chat with us and on other platforms. Take a couple of seconds. Make sure that you are subscribed to Delta9 Media. It costs you nothing. That's an independently free way to support independent media like you see being presented right now on your screen, wherever part of the world that you're tuned in from. Drop it in the comment section. We coming to you live from the sunny, beautiful Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Absolutely nothing about. I'm accused of concocting these charges. These charges and sanctions did not come from Air Finale. It came from the United States. And I have a duty and responsibility. I have a duty and responsibility. The madness is not Air Finale madness. And let me say, I am proud. And when my term is over, many Guyanese, my conscience is clear, would speak about how I've helped personally to build opportunities. I'm proud. You can call me a farmer.
Because they miss their father. That's what we gotta live with for the rest of our life, and still we get to know word. All the promises I put to go get house, all know nothing. No man. This human being, I punish a mindless for them. This human being, come on, y'all, do something. Do something. I need justice for my son. I need it, and I need it fast. Primers can't shoot people and just get out free. And I can't sleep at night. My daughter can't sleep at night. None of them can't sleep. Their children crying for their father. Come on, man, y'all get the heart. I need justice for my son. This is all I want. Justice.
I wonder what the mothers are gonna say. So many slain. So many asking how many more. In this same week, another youngster was laid to rest. There's a lot that persons are going to see. A lot that persons are going to see, indeed.
It's a title I hold with honor because I am proud of everything I've done. And my conscience is clear. My conscience is clear. The exaggerated acreage, that is not even half. The criminal and criminality of a man who wants to speak of conscience. I don't or need the government to do any of the infrastructure investment in the farm. It is hard work. It is huge loans. And I once.
So huge is the word that was used. Huge loans. So huge loans were acquired. Right? So we got some clarity about what's going on right there on that level.
Speak about what is support, because that is something private with me. That is not public. But one day, people will speak. It is clear. Not only the blackmail is clear, the lies, the deception, the mischief, the misrepresentation. But I just wanted to make this lucidly clear today that everything I did and do is supported. I just wanted to spend some time addressing this issue And as I said, from time to time, when I'm back, when I go to the farm, I'll go live. I'll go live because I want people to learn. I want people to see directly from me the misrepresentation and the mischief, the deception, the lies. This People's Progressive Party,
You're on to Delta9
this
Media.
president will continue to work relentlessly hard every single day for the people of this country.
What's going on? What's going on?
You're just smiling in your car waiting for the final, my brother. Yeah? You're just smiling in the corner.
Yeah.
I know you can use obstacles for pass, my brother. A huge obstacle for pass. And yeah, what's going on with this farm, man? I want a piece of land so I could farm, my brother. Bless your love to your family and your audience. You know what I mean?
Same to you. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah,
man. The man saying, listen, everything is accounted for. Huge loans were taken, and a lot of the information that's being presented is coming from a person with terrible integrity, even though it used to be one of his close associates. That's pretty much the conversation.
But there's the point I want to come to me, brother. You're the president of a country, and you know we have people doing skullduggery all these years, and you allow them. I mean, you was accomplished just like them.
I'm telling you.
So I don't understand the rationale within this, my brother.
Yeah.
Because you know this man is murderer. You know this man is a thief. You know this man is every single thing under the God's sun.
Yeah.
And yet he's still walking free.
And the paper shard situation.
That means you was accomplished just like him.
Yeah, and the paper shard thing that would have happened, didn't that, I mean, I could stand corrected on this, but didn't that come before the Lamborghini conversation?
Everything come before everything.
I think that come before the Lamborghini. So how come they're still talking like the after paper shards about the Lamborghini allegedly in the messages that the opposition leader exposed?
The thing is, brother, before the election, $20 million was being awarded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
So PPPC.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the land and everything, you know, it was skullduggery to get the land and everything. You were in government. Why you in take back these things?
Yeah.
My brother?
Yeah.
Why you in take back these things? Why you know it's a proportion like that?
Clear as day.
I'm now saying you get blackmail. You get blackmail or black belly sheep. Which one? Make up your mind, Mr. President. Make up your mind, Mr. President. We want to know if it's blackmail or black belly sheep. You're missing the word.
I'm telling you.
Now we said the black belly sheep come from Barbados. How much time Mortley goes to Guyana? That means she was being invited about production. Nobody is seeing that way. But it was a private meeting.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. She can't come into Guyana and not know where is the blackberry sheep there and what the development of our blackberry sheep. She was invited privately to that ranch. So she started development.
But let's hope that the situation is not that far reaching, but if it is, then wow. Yeah.
Delta, people are stupid. That was a private meeting. You see the man take the helicopter and go to Portland Island? Why you take the helicopter to the same Mortley and visit the boat? Bro, people are stupid, my brother. But Guyanese people got to rise up. Guyanese people need to rise up, my brother. Just make Steve making sense, my brother. Remember, the helicopter could land anywhere, you know. And this man farm have accessible space for this helicopter land, you know. Without disturbing anything. You understand me, brother?
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm here listening. Continue the journey, my brother. One love.
Pick up yourself. Thanks for calling in. and for dropping those insights with us right here, live with Delta9 Media. I'm telling you, there's so much going on. Persons are analyzing it. How are you analyzing it? Thanks for being a part of this live presentation.
Country. I'm not interested in the sideshows and the distraction and the videos that is sent to my phone and the recording that is sent to my phone, some of which I believe has security implications. Oh shucks, my hand hit the call button. My hand.
Yeah, hit the call button. It's a reflex. That's a reflex action. You know, from the days when you would call and say, hey, so y'all get the other 10 acres of land there for the gold mining? Or y'all get the other 10 acres there? Yeah, man, everything. So we could expect that check this week. Remember them calls? Reflex action, allegedly. Right? We hearing all of these conversations that was being had between friends for years. For years. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Line.
Greetings, Delta, greetings. I guess the heat is beginning to turn up now, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this man came back and everybody thought he was gonna come back and do some proper stuff, but he spent more time addressing Mohamed than addressing this farm issue.
Yeah.
Right? You know, this is not, I don't think this is what people are expecting, right? And also now, Charandas came up in this whole conversation, and I'm trying to figure out what the Charandas stuff is all about. If there was a conversation with him and Charandas that were recorded,
More some type of casual conversation. I tell you.
Oh, well. You know, also, Francis Bailey did a Google measurement of that farm, a Google stuff, and the thing is actually bigger than what Azuddin is actually saying.
Wow.
Right? I mean, according to what Francis said.
Wow.
So, I don't know. I mean, and everybody just seems to be concentrating on the chicken only, but there's more than chicken on that farm. There is cows from Brazil, allegedly. There's black belly sheep.
There's a special kind of fish that they had to dig a whole part in the creek to create opportunities for them to harvest them, all kind of stuff.
Right. So this is not no ordinary thing, and what he's doing. Now, another thing I've heard, he is willing to get someone he calls transparent, some transparent thing international
Transparency
or something.
International.
Something transparent to do an audit and to do something. If that happens, that's a no-no, because those people he's gonna say, well, Transparency International did an investigation, they found nothing, and story done, right? That's what they did with Adriana stuff. With Adriana stuff, they brought in some guy, an RCMP, a retired RCMP from Canada, came, checked the paperwork, and so wow, everything we saw was all the paperwork and everything is fine, and Adriana's story done, right?
Until a day like today, nobody, nothing.
Exactly. If they're gonna go that route, game over, bro. It's not. He needs to show people, listen, this is this, and that's what he should be doing right now. Not blaming whatever Mohamed them got. They got it through the government. They didn't get it on their own. It had to go through somebody. Had to sign paperwork. Somebody had to do things. Mohamed them didn't forge stuff. It went through legal channels, but was maybe under value or whatever. So what he's saying there makes no sense. Mohamed them just did not do forgery. It was legally acquired, but for less or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's not, You know, also I see there's a campaign going on for him right now for Irfan. I keep telling you about that chicken pen stuff. There's a guy named Selwyn Peterson. He's a footballer, a former footballer. He was the first man who I saw with that chicken farm stuff. And when I saw that thing, I told you, I said, Delta, that chicken farm thing don't look normal. Something is behind that whole thing. I saw Irfan posted that thing on his page today now. And bro, they're using Afro Guyanese as their this whole chicken farm thing that Selvin Peterson was highlighting is a whole bunch of Afro guys saying it's a bunch of footballers came together and Irfan inspired them to do this, and they're gonna raise chicken, and and you should see the PR campaign right now. He is starting to put out there. I saw there was another group of people as well from the Eccles, Ramsburg, whatever the PPP group. They're saying Irfan he used to donate chicken and stuff to them to take. So they're concentrating on the chicken, but there's more than the chicken, bro. There's more than that. You know. Also, I saw something today also in the culture news. It's saying that Cliff Anderson, the center, the Cliff Anderson stuff.
The sports hall.
That thing, sports hall. That thing has been going on, rehabilitation is still not finished yet. They actually spent over $300 and something million
oh my.
To do stuff. Yeah, to do that. Now there's a bid for a $25 million to fix to do the roof of the building. Bro,
wow.
You can tell me you're gonna rehabilitate a whole building and you're not rehabilitating the roof? That's
yeah,
the
but if you're spending all of the money on the sports hall, we're supposed to got brand new sports hall by now, because I'm familiar with the sports hall, and I'm sure you're familiar with the sports hall too, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
all of that money.
Again, but if you're gonna do rehabilitation or whatever, you start with the roof. You don't do the roof last, right? So, and again, I saw a bunch. There's a list of contractors. They're saying 29 contractors put in bid for that stuff. And I have an idea, and maybe later I'll tell you. I don't want to say anything now, but I have an idea who is going to get that contract based on what social media stuff things that I'm seeing, and I'm just watching to see who is going to get that contract. I actually have an idea who I think is going to get that contract based on things that have been happening.
Things that is just keep holding the country back, because we need to have not just one sports hall. It's supposed to got 3 sports hall by now in Georgetown. 3 buildings of that caliber to where persons can come out and have sporting events. If you're talking about sports tourism, how you gonna got one place that is not even air conditioned, and now you got problems with the roof and all kind of other issues? Like, we gotta be real.
Right. Yeah, they were supposed to put in seats. Now they're saying they're gonna put in buckets. Like, bro, I don't know where all of these monies are going with their all these projects, man. Right? It's the same thing with the airport. The airport has been going on and on and on, and the Chinese are there, bro. Right? And another thing we gotta watch out for, bro, and listen to this, is you're gonna watch when you start hearing, it's gonna eventually come out. You're gonna hear how much stuff that Chinese own in that country. It hasn't come out yet. But you're gonna, that same guy, Devin spoke about some stuff about some guy named Ernesto Chu.
Yeah.
And you're gonna hear, people are gonna start to hear the truth of what the Chinese and that own in that country. We're gonna, I'm telling you, we're gonna be, people are gonna be shocked that Chinese have got heavy influence in that place. They have got a lot of stuff in there. And that same guy, Devin, spoke a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff he's been talking about, little by little, he even talk about Azurine having link with the Chinese, right?
He did mention that for real. He did mention that.
Right. So the Chinese influence in Guyana, bro, it's a lot. There's still a lot to come out from that whole thing.
So when you think about this whole conversation that we would have heard, you think there's needs for more clarity and hard receipts, or you believe everything that was being presented and there's no more need for any receipts or any more information as far as what the president
was
highlighting?
I do not believe anything this guy is saying. Again, you raised that issue with that mother in Linden. The guy went there and promised those people nothing was done. He promised stuff about Adriana, nothing was done. Also when that Adriana situation, he came on national television or came and said Adriana was not in, like, this guy, is he, and she didn't die by drunk death. Is he a pathologist? Right?
He came and pronounced on it.
Yes, he had the health minister sitting right next to him, and he is the one making this announcement. you know, right?
Yeah.
Also, those three pathologists, you're not even hearing anything about them. They just disappear in thin air, bro. Right? So you cannot believe, and I don't know how how they're gonna slide out of this. Again, but nothing is impossible in that country, man. Things just get everybody rev up for a week or a couple of weeks, and then everything goes back to normal, bro. Right? Yeah.
Big up yourself. Thanks for calling in with these insights.
Okay, man.
I'm telling you, frequent travelers calling in, giving us their views. Very insightful caller. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation and for sharing those insights with us every time. Larry Goldstein, in a functioning democracy, many of these government officials would be behind bars. Let me go. That's a very powerful point. Very, very powerful point. Joni, good afternoon to you. Thanks for being a part of the live. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, my brother. For thousands foreign youth, it's a conversation, it gets we got put on jacket when we go in there. It's nice in there, my brother. It's nice. In there, nice. Big up yourself, my brother.
They do a lot of upgrades, but we're talking about the amount of funds that they would have spent on the facility by now, and the fact that they should have more than one of these facilities and not just that one sports hall if you're talking about sports tourism. And if we're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars in investment, and we got persons that are playing sports around Georgetown, we should got more than one sports hall. That's what we're talking about. Big up yourself to all the travelers live with us. Let's jump into some more of these headlines coming in from the president.
Some of which has political implication. Security implication. It is clear, and I want to make it clear, the PP civic government, because this mischief that continues to be peddled, that is the PP civic government that has caused this. There are sanctions from the US based on illegality. So I just wanted to spend some time addressing with clarity this issue from accountability perspective, from a personal perspective, and from the perspective of those who continue to claim that they're independent. The same people who questions headline after headline the protection of this Mohamed in murder, beating people, torturing people, smuggling.
When all of this was going on, all of this beating and all of these things, you didn't know this person name was calling him beating. This person name was calling allegedly in all of these other nefarious activities when you and them was having these back and forth messages that was shown. So we know that it existed. Or when persons was accepting funding from these same characters. I'm telling you. We really got to analyze this thing in a real way. Big up yourself to all the travelers live with us right now.
Again, coming at you. Listen, I just listened to the video, the speech that Ifran Ali made to the Guyanese public pertaining to his mega farm here in Guyana. You notice all he did was go straight after Mohamed. He did not address the issue of the farm. He did not address the issues of how many loans he got on these farms or anything like that. He just bullshitted y'all. And you know what? There are people that are gonna be like, yeah, you see, the president tell me the president. No, the president think Guyanese people is a bunch of jackasses. You guys are gonna let him get away with it. All right? Where did he get the money to which bank? That's $5 billion. That's 5 billion, 5 billion billion. Where did you get the money from, Ifran? What kind of income do you have to substantiate any fucking bank on the face of this earth loaning you that kind of money? Ifran don't make people into skunt. Okay? Yeah, you know what? You and Mohamed's your story. We don't want to know about your story. We want to know where you get the fucking money from. Y'all think people really fucking stupid, right? The issue with you, Mohamed, is just thief. Like the Jamaicans say, thief don't like to see a next thief with a longer bag than he own. That's all that going on there between y'all. All right? If he thief, you thief, and y'all thief together, that's what y'all is do. Indian people, that's what Indian people do. Indian people don't acquire nothing legitimately. Nothing. You can't show me one Indian person on the...
Apologies for the heavy language in some parts, because trust me, the nature by plugging out after you would have heard the presentation, as I'm sure a number of persons after analyzing what was just said. So, views discretion advised.
Yes, to this earth that has gotten rich legitimately. It don't happen. That's not how Indian people work. They don't believe in doing nothing the right fucking way. And that's just the way it is. That's life. I'm not holding it against them. But don't come and piss some people back and tell them that you got loans. You didn't get no fucking loans. Stop lying. You're the runnings man. You lie about your fucking college degree. You lie about you got fraud from all the times when you was minister housing. Come on, bro. You're a fraud. Just accept it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're a fucking fraud. But don't blame other people for the fuck what you're doing. Everybody know Accusations Mohamed facing charges in America. But let me explain something to you. And let me explain something to the Guyanese people. In America, anybody can get indicted. In America, they got a saying, a grand jury can indict a fucking ham sandwich. A grand jury indictment doesn't mean anything, Accusations Mohamed. So you don't worry about what these people talking about you, but fucking grand jury. I could get indicted by a grand jury tomorrow. If I not arrest your fucking self.
The leader of the opposition, Accusations Mohamed, has brought to our attention serious questions surrounding President Irfaan Ali's private agricultural enterprise. Based on the concerns he highlighted, the leader of the opposition has publicly called on the president to resign. Since the expose was released, there has been a lot of conversation and a lot of statements on the issue from Guyanese at home and abroad, and also non-Guyanese who have varying interests in what happens in Guyana, especially because of the oil and gas industry. What has been revealed, I believe,
Let we go is saying this body language specialist here. I sense in great detail a very nervous and desperate man attempting to convince himself that he is delivering from a position of confidence. I'm telling you, a body language specialist analyzing the presentation coming forward from who? His Excellency himself. Big up yourself to all the travelers right now, live with us. Cheryl is asking, is what really going on, man? It seems like only the PPP are qualified for certain big loans. And we're talking about the Guyana Development Bank. But let's not forget that these are some of the hurdles that persons keep highlighting about what's going on in the country when it comes down to certain people accessing finances via these same financial organizations. Watch this.
What I do know for sure is that there is some bias. There is some bias in some of the institutions. There is some bias in some of the organizations whereby you see a proliferation of other ethnicities. So you, for example, look, and I know you have an issue with the banking institutions, but for Afro-Guyanese to set up businesses and for them to get available funding, there are greater hurdles that they face.
Greater hurdles that some ethnicities might face. And let's hope that's not the situation anymore. Let's hope that persons no longer have to deal with all of them hurdles just to access funding. Listen, people got hundreds of acres and billions of dollars. What's going on with the others?
Touch the core of everything that is wrong with Guyana and its leadership. And everything that Guyanese know is happening in an anecdotal way that has now been brought to light with pictures and videos that even the president had no choice but to come forward and claim ownership of this massive establishment. Guyanese are paying attention. The leader of the opposition then turned attention to the former president's Benefits and Other Facilities Bill 2026, which was laid in the National Assembly on June 5th, 2026, if I'm correct. He argued this bill that was gazetted on June 4th, 2026, should not be seen as an isolated piece of legislation, but must be viewed in the wider context of concerns being raised about whether state resources may have been involved in the development of this 150-acre farm owned by the president. This 2026 former president's benefit bill seeks to repeal the former president's Act of 2015 and replace it with a new legal framework governing the benefits and facilities provided to former presidents. The leader of the opposition questioned why Parliament was being asked to remove safeguards introduced in 2015, including limits and conditions designed to protect taxpayers and ensure that public resources are used responsibly. I believe that the timing of this new bill deserves careful scrutiny. This is not about whether the president owns land. This is not about whether the president can farm. There is nothing wrong with owning land. There is nothing wrong with any Guyanese owning land. There's nothing wrong with farming. There's nothing wrong with any Guyanese decided that they want to farm. There's nothing wrong with building wealth honestly. The issue, I believe, is accountability. The issue, I believe, is transparency. And the issue is whether Guyana is strengthening the laws that protect taxpayers or weakening them in the process. In 2015, former President David Granger brought legislation to the National Assembly that sought to preserve the dignity of former presidents while also protecting the public purse. That, I believe, has to be important. His government recognized that former presidents should receive benefits, yes, because of the office they once held. But it also recognized that those benefits could not be unlimited. The 2015 Act, therefore, placed clear limits, I believe, on taxpayer-funded benefits. It capped electricity at $25,000 per month. It capped telephone benefits to former presidents at $25,000 per month. It limited household staff for former presidents to no more than 3 per.
Well, discovery of a sitting president versus this whole concept as, is it really a discovery or is it really a secret which was let out of the bag? Now, we have to ask ourselves that important question. As Guyanese, one of the things that I continually put on the forefront in my discussions with people is that we have to begin to think for ourselves.
Real thing.
We have to begin to reason a little deeper. We have to begin to look a little closer.
Real thing.
To things and issues happening in society. And we cannot be a society that is gullible. We cannot be a society that will only swallow up juicy gossips and don't take our time to interrogate, don't take our time to analyze, don't take our time to ensure that we go beyond what we are hearing. Now, I want to say clearly, the President's Irfan Ali's acquisition of farm land or agriculture land was not an acquisition of this land which public documents are not or were not there to find or to see. What now becomes in question is the amount. I believe a copy of the list produced today or on social media showed that we have Irfan Ali getting from the president, the then president, Barrett Jagdeo, a lease for 9-point-something acres and then plus a 10-point-something acres. So really and truly,
via video. And so a lot has been happening. I do have a lot that I'd like to talk about. I will be getting into a lot of unpacking in the not so distant future. But one of the things, of course, the biggest trending thing right now is the president and his multi-billion-dollar farm. And, you know, I've been looking at the views. They're all over the place. Everybody has been chipping in, and that's perfectly fine. Some people are saying, oh, people not serious enough. Some people are saying people are treating the situation too serious. And for me, it doesn't matter whether you do it serious or not serious. The information is getting out there. The target audiences are.
Well, listen, PA saying $5,000 million is the same as $5 billion. There is no bank that will lend that amount of money without collateral, especially if he didn't have the deed of the land. You see how person is sussing out the whole situation? And we're hearing right now from top-ranking persons in the political space in the country.
Different, which is perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine where I'm concerned. I mean, but you could have your hang-ups and so on. But you know, I have looked at the video that was put out by the leader of the opposition, and there's so much to unpack as it relates to what we would have seen and what we would have heard. And then the president came and he had some stuff to say. Waste of time. But one of the things with this tour that he said, you know, when I come back, which I must say, Mr. President, you have certainly got a lot of audacity to say that when he returns to Guyana, he is going to give us a tour of the farm.
Well, we didn't get his tour, this farm yet, but there's a lot of conversations that persons are highlighting about similar situations or even more impactful situations that are somewhat being brushed under the rug because of all the attention being diverted to this situation right here, right? Because there's a lot of other things that we ain't getting a chance to really pay attention to. So right now, you know, Bantu King, big up yourself and thanks for being a part of the live. Bantu King is saying Guyana upside down. Only the people can fix it. Real thing. Because whilst we analyzing the beef between friends, while we analyzing a lot of other things that is taking attention away from situations like this.
Fish and poultry farm owned by President Ali. That is what Guyanese all over roaring about. But the giveaway of the Kaichor, Kanji, and Stabrook block, a US trillion-dollar asset that would have transformed the landscape of this nation and uplifted every Guyanese, had they been negotiated properly and sold. That is not what Guyanese are worked up over. Screaming over President Ali Chicken Farm is the centerpiece for them. Yes, that will get them somewhere. Still accepting 2% royalty from Exxon, where Guyanese are blocked from seeing the meters with the true figures of what is being pumped every day. That is not something for Guyanese to roar about. Ali.
Unity or else, more the same. And this is a point, a very powerful point being made by Mr. Glenn Lal.
Sheep farm is more important. Not getting even a glimpse of Exxon's inflated expenses that affect the country's share of oil profits. Yes, your pockets. Guyanese are not roaring, protesting, or putting up a fight over that. Imagine the whole country getting shafted daily, inside out. And all we're hearing about is the call for an investigation.
Powerful, powerful points being made by Mr. Glenn Lal.
100% well-crafted CMOS. Only the best, because you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.
8 Butterfly Black Seed, loaded with antioxidants and essential nutrients for your body's needs. Breathe better, feel better, live healthier. All the benefits of black seed oil without the taste. 8 Butterfly Black Seed Capsule. A natural way to stay ready, baby. 'Cause I'm ready for you, Mr. C. The ultimate male supplement, men's total wellness formula, packed with essential nutrients for men's health. She'll call you Mr. C.
Sleepy is the only diaper brand in Guyana with such a wide range to choose from. We cater to all babies, from newborns all the way to stage 7. Our collection includes Sleepy New, Sleepy Sensitive, Sleepy Natural and Organic, Sleepy Night, and don't forget our fashion jeans. Most of all, they're available in both paste and pull-up styles. Sleepy, Guyana's #1 selling baby diaper, available at stores nationwide.
Not an investigation of how Exxon shafting the country daily, but an Ali farmhouse. ExxonMobil and others turn around and sell huge portions of those oil blocks that was handed to them free, pocketed billions of US when Guyana was finding it hard to meet its $2 billion debt payments at the time.
Wow. Y'all hearing them details, buddy? Y'all hearing them details coming in right there? Them are making billions off for the oil block. And we finding difficulty finding the funds to deal with certain things when look at where the oil and the oil block located.
Hear any roar from Guyanese on that.
Crazy.
But I am now hearing a big roar about Ali Chicken Farm and Fish Farm. He must resign and get out of office. When will I hear from the Guyanese people ExxonMobil must make this oil deal right or get out Guyana.
I'm telling you.
ExxonMobil must make this oil deal right or get out Guyana. When will I hear Guyanese roaring over the highway robberies going on in our gold and diamond fields, our bauxite, timber, manganese, and uranium fields that the foreign gangsters moving mountains for? That is not on Guyanese lips or on their minds. All I'm hearing is President Ali and his pine farm. How he get the 150 acre, but not how Exxon alone gets 6.6 million acres.
Wow.
How the owners of the Kaichor and Kanji got 4.8 million acres, or how the foreigners have thousands upon thousands of acres of your mineral-rich lands. That doesn't bother Guyanese. Your wealth, the wealth beneath your feet and the ocean is vanishing daily, all in total silence. But when it comes to Ali Aquaculture Farm, the country wakes up in uproar. Not a national demand to ensure the people receive every dollar they're entitled to from their oil and minerals. Why? That is the conversation Guyana should be having. And that is the question I leave you with. Because one day, the history books will record Guyana as having made the greatest oil discovery on planet Earth. But the chapter that will be matter most will not be how many billions of barrels of oil were pumped. It will be whether that wealth lifted the people of Guyana out of poverty, or Guyanese watched in silence how it built empires for other nations.
I'm telling you. And the key point is watch in silence. You can't watch in silence because you're going to be perpetuating the same situation for you and all your generations. Right? Things that Uncle Glenn has been highlighting for a while. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Drop it in the comment section. Call it in. Let me see who are the travelers right now live with us. Moses, the night. Thanks for being a part of the live. Big up yourself, King. Every single time. Thanks for being a frequent traveler right here with us on Delta9 Media. Cheryl, only Sir Glenn always put it in the right perspective. Where is the leader of the APNU? Big up yourself, Cheryl. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation, highlighting those insights for us in the comment section. Leah, we will have Ali ENF, Ali and his friends on federal court. I wonder when. I wonder when that's going to be a reality, if it will ever be a reality. Paulette, thanks for being a moderator and for dropping these insights into the comment section. I'm wondering how many more hidden facts are left to be seen. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, my brother.
Yo.
I can't understand this thing, my brother. You hear me?
Yeah.
You can't understand this thing, my brother. No, we ain't getting invited to this farm, my brother. What time and what date we set to go on this farm, my brother?
I know. the farm trip, that seems like if the trip is sometime that we might never really hear about. And if we do, I wonder who's going to be the persons privy to this trip. We might never get to go on the trip. Can we behave ourselves?
Brother, I want to go on this. I want to go on this trip. I want to know how to do agriculture, my brother. I want to know how to take care of cow and goats and sheep and everything, my brother.
Like you
I
feel
want
those,
to wear cattle.
like you feel those one them farm trip in the high school. Let's get a trip. Remember, let's get a trip to the farm. Let's go out to the farm and just check out different things. You know, the farm they used to get Guyana Park and them things. I know.
Yeah, man. I need to go. Man. I need to go, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But on a serious note, my brother, the first thing I want to disclose is the workers who work in there. How they get them paid, my brother.
Crazy.
And how much work you have for the past 3 years or 5 years working on that farm. What is their salary about? How much workers and who are the workers? Are they foreigners?
Yeah.
Migrants? Are they agriculture workers? Are they officers? Are they soldiers? Let us know. Give us the name and give us the pay slip. Are they paying NIF?
Yeah.
A bold question people need to be asking the president. Because NIS is a big man. You must have NIS as you work.
And we think about the point that Uncle Glenn is highlighting right here about the bigger point, the $1 trillion issue that's being swept under the rug by other headlines.
That's a major concern, my brother. That is why the U.S. Embassy would not investigate that matter because why? That is in their interest, my brother. That is in their interest.
Powerful point.
You understand? So we got a corrupt president, and mind you, all these presidents, my brother, when you do listen to all these presidents around the world, all of them having an interest of $2 billion. I want to know if it's a trend, my brother. I want to know if it's a trend. Because I told him to be a president, so I could get me $2 billion one side.
I'm telling you, politics got big money right now.
Yeah, but we want to find out, my brother. We really need to find out, you know. And then there's another issue at that, my brother. You know there's a leakage of the gas energy thing. You know there's a leakage.
The opposition leader was highlighting that. I got that video to share with us right here. I'm going to jump into that.
Yes, and once again, our president lied pertaining to that leakage. Our president lied pertaining to the bill. We believe a lying president, my brother.
I'm telling you, big up yourself. Let me jump into some of that so we can highlight some of them details. Thanks for calling in. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media line. Greetings, caller. You're on to Delta9 Media line. Well, greetings. You're on to Delta9 Media line.
Good night. Blessed. Good night to you, my boy.
Thanks for calling in.
Be humble up to yourself. Yo, I listen to the whole statement of my hand. The man sit down there, you could see his face, the man he care damn himself what call upon this. No, you are saying Mohamed is a killer and he's this, that. You is the president, right? And you are calling out the man without saying allegedly. Then why you don't have this man in jail paying for these crimes? As a press, though, you know, people missing this thing, bro. You supposed to get this man instead of trying to get extradited from Guyana. You supposed to get this man in jail if you know, because you say allegedly, you said this man coming this and so on. It's not from this. all this thing start calling out.
Yeah.
But you the president, and you saying this thing you are holding up, you are accountable. You are held accountable for this man action. Because you're saying this man do all of these things. But still as the president of Guyana, put 2 terms in now. You ain't do nothing, you know all of this. Why the police not investigating Mohamed like that? So when you see, this man is running with certain narratives, Because if you go back in the time of Jackie, Mohamed was a little boy.
Yeah.
Anything which was done under the Jackie administration was done by Mohamed's father.
Mm-hmm.
You see, common sense, mathematics, cardiac math. But these guys don't care nothing. Nothing. And I keep telling people stop all calling for the U.S. ambassador. All of them parties is getting fat. Why is it dead on their key? They got hope. Guyanese got pray that when Trump come out, somebody who is leader to the Guyanese people and could say, well, okay, you know what? Yeah, we getting what we want, but this is enough on these people.
Yeah.
These are the things we gotta pray for. And hopefully, the only force I think would get in there and deal with this PPP government is Mohamed. If he gets in there, because remember, the victimizing, he gets in there, there's big problem with you and all of them.
Yeah.
It's be a problem. Remember, they're bringing it down, trying to block the bank. So once he gets in there, is his game again from them. You understand? But the lie is man sit down there. The arm I don't know why. This is gonna be selective set of people going on this farm. Now everybody going on this farm.
You gotta behave yourself and friend up on this farm, buddy. If you can behave yourself,
you can behave how much you want. You're gonna be selective anyway. Because they have to know who's going on this farm. You see, and this farm just start dealing, It's the money. When you get money, anything is possible.
I'm telling you, serious times in the country. Big up yourself, Al. Thanks for calling.
I deal listening. Yeah.
Insights coming in from a frequent traveler. Thanks for calling in, Al. Giving us them insights right there. Big up to Dion. Big up to everybody else that would have called in and dropped insights into the live presentation, making this live presentation what it is. Big up to Cheryl. All the frequent travelers that are live with us. PA, our insightful moderator. Persons tuned in all the way from Suriname. Thank you so much, bro. Send you a big up from Suriname. I'm the one that fight for African people. My name, Gideon. Right? I might be butchering the name because it's a different language. My apologies if I am. But big up yourself nonetheless. And thanks for dropping those insights into the comment section. Plus, big up yourself for everything that you're doing for persons out in Suriname, right? As you can see, there's so much going on even in GT right now. 13 priceless ones. Say, you see this life, eh? I'm telling you, there's so much. So many things. Let's hear what the opposition leader was highlighting about what's going on with one of Guyana's biggest infrastructural projects to date.
And it's more than 3 months. Last night, I saw the Minister of Natural Resources, Vikram. He mentioned no reports on ruptured pipeline. And we have all the proof. That's why I'm here again this morning to show you. Because Minister Vikram and the cabals, they don't have your interest at heart. All Vikram is concerned about is gold mining. And he knows exactly where I'm coming from. That's all he is concerned about, gold mining. And having persons to front dredges for him. Now, where the pipeline was ruptured, it's even shallower than 30 feet. I heard it's 10 feet when the water is low. So this is something that will continue to happen over and over. So it looks like no feasibility study was done on this project, absolutely none. Because how can you run a pipeline when vessels would be traversing here over and over? Especially when the water is low. This is one of the main channels for the vessels to traverse, especially coming from Essequibo. It's to let the people of this country, to let you understand how this government is lying to us every single day. Imagine you have the proof here, where the pipeline is ruptured, you can see it's bubbling up. We have videos to show 5 feet away or even 10 feet away from where the pipeline is run, you can see nothing is happening there. Only where the pipeline is running. And yet they're going to come out and lie to us, lie to the people of this country. We want to know if this pipeline will rupture again, what plans, what steps will be put in place. Because just imagine if natural gas was running, what could have happened? It's dangerous. Fire can happen.
Where a massive ring of fire is burning on the ocean surface. Officials claim a leaking underwater gas pipeline from Pemex caught fire near the Kumalub Zarp platform, creating the striking eye of fire visible from miles away.
It can kill out all the fishes in the sea. This is something very important, so that's why I want the people to understand the seriousness of this pipeline.
As we can see, there might be complications coming in with the gas to energy pipeline already, and there's not even gas running through it as yet. Let's hope that this is rectified, and if there was replacements need to be done, the replacements is done. If there is tests that needs to be run, let me test them be run, buddy. Come on, man. Let me don't turn on the gas flowing through, and then boom, fire in the water, and then people can get all type of other conversation. We don't need that. We don't need that. Because we already know there might be implications with what's gonna go on with the remedy if there was a spill. Because that in itself is another conversation and another video. Big up to all the travelers them that are live with us right now. Thanks for being a part of this international digital connection. We got almost 500 persons live with us 2 hours into this live presentation. If you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, take some time and check. Make sure that you are subscribed to Delta9 Media. It costs you nothing, but it will keep you connected with every single thing trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. So many travelers in the live right now. Big up to everyone live with us. Thanks for tuning in, being a part of this live presentation. Let's see some of what persons are discussing right now in the chat. Guess what? Let me check and see what's going on with the poll, because there was a poll that we were analyzing in this live presentation. And let's see what the votes are saying so far. We got this poll live right now up on the platform. Do you believe President Ali's account of the farm scandal? Is it enough? 71% is saying no, a full audit. This banner does lie. 71% is saying they need a full audit because guess what? They can't believe the conversation coming out from certain persons, right? 14% is saying yes, the explanation is clear and they believe. Another 14% is saying neither. they need hard receipts. So 14% saying they neither believe nor don't believe. They need hard receipts. They need to hear and a day with what's going on. Another 14% is saying that they believe the explanation and it is clear. They believe exactly what was presented. But then we have this 71% of the voters that participated in this particular poll on the live is saying no, they don't believe. They need a full audit because this bonnet is a lie. Right? I'm telling you, 50% of the workers at the President Animal Farm are Afro-Guyanese, some Venezuelans from Cuba, and some Indian Guyanese. Wow. So we're getting even more insights into some of what allegedly might be going on at this farm. Let's hope that there's more details coming in and there's some amount of clarity because as we can see, 71% of the persons who we can clearly see might make up this more than 600 persons live with us in this entire presentation, plus the thousands and thousands of persons that are going to catch this live after in the rewind. What are your views? Drop it into the comment section and definitely let's have some meaningful conversation about this and a number of other updates and headlines that we're going to be presenting on. Jeffrey, we're going on, buddy. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for being a moderator right here on Delta9 Media. We know who this 14% believe, I tell you. That 14% from vote is looking very suspicious. Like if, I wonder if 14% vote for both questions at the same time, or is it a different 14%? I'm not sure. But I think you can only choose one question. You need to have two accounts to vote twice. That's what I think. Joseph, thanks for being a part of the live. This is the most diabolical program ever. Somehow, Azadeen Mohamed is the most abhorrent person. Sherlock, thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Sherlock is saying 9 fraud charges. Well, I guess Sherlock, like you left for the teen. You left for the teen. 19 fraud charges. You left for the teen. Well, or I guess you probably saying only 9 stick or I don't know, 9 more. I don't know. Who knows? Big up yourself nonetheless, Sherlock. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation. Listen, so many travelers live with us. So many persons gonna catch this one in the rewind in the future. Big up to every single person that was a part of the live that made this live presentation what it is. Big up yourself every single time. So many comments, so many travelers. Make sure you subscribe so you can get a notification the next time that we're live. The flight would have landed right here on Delta9 Media. Big up to all the callers, everybody that called in, all the moderators, every single person that made this live presentation what it is. Jeffrey, all the moderators, PA, Paulette, every single person that called in. Thank you. Big up yourself. And I will catch you in the next pre-recorded video or the next live upload that we do right here. Thanks to all the travelers. Big up yourself, Team Delta. One love every time. I'm out.
Stepped off the plane, so climb higher. Delta9 visions, I'm a flyer. One love, one life, divine supplier. Roots in the dirt, but my head in the sky. Caribbean heat where the palm trees cry. Sweat off the brow, build a kingdom wide. From the Essequibo to the Delta time. Mama pray loud, stars inside our car. Immigrant hustle, never scared too far. Dollars and dreams, but I'm counting my soul. Patriots blood in my veins we hold. One love we rise, no fear inside. Hands to the heavens, blessings collide. Thankful alive, the present divine. One love, one heart, forever aligned. Planting on the stove, incense in the air. Ancestors whisper, they always there. Lion heart spirit, men full of prayer. Trials and triumphs are weary like flare. Delta9 meditations, my mind on peace. Breaking chains daily, my soul released. Caribbean rhythm, my body unleashed. Thankful for the now when my joy increased.